It's all a little bit of a waiting game. Who likes waiting? I wish I had some answers. Hi, this is Amy Baez, Pediatric Occupational Therapist and founder of Playapy, coming from my home to yours with an episode of tips and topics. Okay, so today's topic is very important. I'm going to tell you why. You know, as a therapist who's worked with hundreds of families at this point, one of the hardest things for parents to do is to first acknowledge that their child may have a developmental delay. And so one of the things they have to first decide is to put that idea in their mind. And so the topic for today is my child delayed? Now, I can't answer this question for you, but what I can do is to provide you some information on how to determine how you can start this conversation with your doctor. Now, here's the thing. What we want to really look for are developmental milestones to see whether our child is achieving those. And there are tons of resources out on the World Wide Web for you to look at. But there is a new website that you should know about, and it is from the American Academy of Pediatrics. And they have on their website an area for motor delays. And you can see for children up to 5 years old whether they are reaching different skills based on how old they are. It also includes some really interesting videos for you to look at as well, so that you can see maybe even if the type of walk that your child is demonstrating is something that may be typical for their age. So it's a great resource, and I'm going to attach it in this video. But what I want you to think about is not to wait and see. This approach is often given by doctors, and they mean well. Oftentimes they are trying to comfort a parent, and they don't want them to worry too much about their child's skills. But the wait and see approach is not recommended by most therapists. I have to tell you, we know that different skills are often related and can affect others. For example, if your child may be having difficulty walking, it may have nothing to do with their feet or their legs, but everything to do with their vision. And so the earlier we can see that and work on those other skills, the faster we can catch them up to where they're supposed to be. And we know that in research, it shows that the earlier a child is working on these delayed motor skills, the better results we see. And so we don't want to just bide time and wait and see and play this little game. We want to get moving quickly, and we want to see that we can help your child if we can. So there is no harm in asking or even insisting that your doctor give you a prescription for a therapy evaluation, so that you can see whether the therapist determines if your child is demonstrating enough of a delay that they need additional help at this time. You know, one of the things that I tell parents to think about when they're looking at these milestones is that if your child hasn't just met one or two, you know, it's not too big of a deal. But when you see that they're consistently missing skills that are over 25% of their age, then this may be something to consider. And what do I mean by that? Well, if your child is, say, 12 months old and they are not showing skills that are above 9 months old, then that is more than a 25% delay. And therefore, you should maybe really look into talking to your doctor as soon as possible. Now, this isn't across the board for everybody, but it is a good starting point. It is where you should be thinking about, if my child needs help, I want to get it sooner than later. Okay, so one of the things I want to encourage with parents is to be proactive. You know when something is a little bit off or different with your child's development, especially if you have older children. You might be able to compare and see the difference. So follow your intuition. You know, I understand that and have a lot of respect for doctors, but if you wait too long, it becomes much harder for us as therapists to work on particular skills with children, and we don't want your children to struggle. So why not at least have them evaluated to determine whether there is a need? There's no harm in that. So again, I want to encourage you not to wait and see. If you feel strongly that there's something there, I want you to talk to your pediatrician and seek occupational therapy evaluation or physical therapy evaluation. If you see that your child really has a delay in those motor skills and you're able to check off those boxes to say, these are not happening, or you're not checking off those boxes, then you have some information to go to your doctor to and say, you know what, I feel really strongly about this and I want to do something about it now. Okay, so that is your tip for today. If you feel like your child may have a motor delay, I want you to look at those resources you have online. Google it. There are tons of information out there. There's all kinds of lists that you can look into. You can also look at Playapy.com, and I will attach the link to our resources page where you can look at milestones and see if your child is checking off them boxes for different age groups. And I hope that that will make it a lot easier for you. I hope you find this information helpful. If you did, share in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Also, you can check out more about Playapy at our website. You can also subscribe to this channel and even our newsletter. You can also follow us on Facebook to get a lot of information on different articles that we post throughout the week. So until next week, I hope you have a playful day.